lookup function with using of practical example. So we will have a idea about what we want this. Now we will share our screen. In the first, we will discuss with a lookup. In the second, we will discuss with a VLOOKUP. In the next, we will discuss with the HLOOKUP. Now, on the uses of HLOOKUP, the data, it will be changeable. So, data is in not in column wise, it is in row wise. Control C. Now, the changing of data is a paste and transpose this value. There are lots of function of the Control C when we copy the data and paste in any other place. That is, paste is different option is available. Employee number, employee name, basic salary, HRA, TA, total, complete your work. This is a how many percentage complete your work. Now the data is in row wise, not in column wise. This is called transpose this value. How to transpose this value? Copy this data, go for the paste command, and this is called transpose this value. So we will use the transpose the value. Now in this HLOOKUP, the data is employee underscore name, employee underscore number. The next is employee underscore name. Here is a employee underscore name. Here is a basic salary. Now the HRA, now the DA, and then the total value, right? And complete your work. Complete your work percentage. This is a very useful from your side. Now the employee number, you have put out this value. Yes, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP both have a range lookup value. So if it is, you can give the range, then it's okay. If it is not give the range, then it also okay. Exact match and approximately match. So in the basis of lookup, we will not drop down any value. We will only put out this value. We will put out the, we don't use the data validation. We will simply write down this value. Now we will use the HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP first parameter, this is called a name error. Here you can see that the HLOOKUP value in an employee name, HLOOKUP. First is lookup value. Second is a table array. This is your table array. Then row index number. Here is the employee name. Row index number is what? It's a second. Row index number second. First is employee number. Second is employee name. Then next is range lookup. It's approximately match or exact match. It's about the approximately match. Now you can see here the name is coming from C. C is 1006. Now this is you have a now you have an idea about this. You can see F4, F4 and F4. This is a freeze this value, and now the two values. This is a, you can see this is row number 2, this is row number 3, this is row number 4, 5, 6 and 7. All the row number you have put out here, and simply this value and drag this value. So ultimately your data is come with using of employee name. Now the employee name with using of HLOOKUP function, it's completed. It's, if it is a point wise data, you want the percentage wise data. This is called the percentage wise your data. Now this is complete from your side. HLOOKUP is completed, VLOOKUP it's completed, and lookup it's completed. Now we go for our some big range of data. So we have clearly idea about this one. Here is the invoice number. On the basis of invoice number, we will put out the value. We will find out the value because there are lots of values. So we have not find out the particular value. So at that moment, we can not find out any value. We simply drag this particular file. Now this is drag this particular file. We will go for that and put out the column data. Now this is the invoice number, invoice date, sales number, customer number, product code, unit price, quantity, sales before tax, sales tax, sales plus tax, and days. On the basis of days, we have used the multiple criteria values. Now on this, we'll using from this, we will use the lookup functionality, VLOOKUP functionality, because VLOOKUP is a very useful from your side. This is VLOOKUP functionality. VLOOKUP functionality. We will use the VLOOKUP functionality. Now we will put out here invoice underscore number. Here we will write down invoice underscore number. Then you can see here on the basis of invoice date, salesperson, customer number, invoice number, sales number, and customer number. Now we can easily find out this value on the basis of this. So we have a basic criteria, basic value. We will use this value. Have a easily idea about this one. Invoice number. Then second value is invoice date, invoice underscore date, on the basis of we will find out invoice date, salesperson, product code, quantity. We will find out, for example, product code, quantity, then sales plus tax, sales plus text. Now you can see here invoice number. We will go for the data validation list command. Otherwise, else we have a write down, simply this write down the value. So we have used this value. Invoice number, we will write down the invoice number here. For example, this is your invoice number. Now on the basis of product code, now we look up. This is lookup value. Now table array. Every time table array, we will find out the table array value. We will select the table array value. So our table array is, this is your table array. Control shift down arrow key, it's a select, hold the data. Then column index number. Suppose we have put out the 3. Range lookup, this is exact match, approximately match. You can put out 0 also. If I am put out 0, then it's okay, completely fine for us. This is called product code 1003. But make sure that everyone value, it's a unique value, not a repeated value. You can see here, we cannot put out the VLOOKUP in a same Excel file. We have put out the VLOOKUP in a different Excel file. This is 1004. This all are the unique value. Which one we find out this value? So we will easily use this value. Here you can see this value product code is coming. Now we will go for the next cell. In the next cell, you can see here first and second parameter is same. So now what can we do? We can freeze this value. Freeze this value. Freeze this value. So now this value. But yes, column index number, that is a different. So at that moment, what can we do? Quantity, sales plus tax, this all are the value. So at that time, what can we do? There are lots of value now here. So what can we do? We can put out here 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. For example, I have put out here 1 and fill and series and go for the column command. Start value and stop value is 10. Then okay. So this is a not to put out any value. So what is our mistakes? Fill. This is row value or column value? Column value. Stop value and stop value. stop value is 1, step value is 10. But here the structure is different. This is not a number, this is a call a text. That's why he cannot understand if I'm changing in a number, field, series, column, stop value, step value, and 10. Here it is called error convert to the number. Row value and 1, 10, and okay. You can see here now to put out the value. Now you can easily find out what is your column number. Now you can easily find out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. For example, I am finding the quantity on the basis of invoice number. Then what can we do? Here we easily write down 6. If I'm sales plus text, it's a 10. If it is quantity it's what? It's not 6, it's a 7. So now after giving the number, we will easily find out the particular value. So this is very useful from your side. Okay. So now we look up, it's a clear. We have a exact idea about the VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and look up the value. So you have a exact idea about this value. Now, yes, in the last project, yes, in this project uh, we have missing some data. At that time, I am telling you we can use the VLOOKUP, right? Here we will write down the roll number. And here we will write down the present. Here we will write down the absent value. On the basis of roll number, we will find out the value. First is step value. No, we will use the data validation. Yes, data validation. In this data validation, we will use the list value. In the list value, we will use the roll number. Input message. What is your input message? Select the value here. Error message not in a list. Now select the particular roll number. On the basis of roll number, we will find out this value using of COUNTIF. You can use this value on the basis of COUNTIF. Now the presence value. We look up this value. This is your table array. On the table array, this is your one. We cannot find out 1, 2, 3, 4 because this is very largest value. So we can go for the home tab and fill and series. You can put out this value as a stop value is a 10, and okay, this is only for 10 values. You can now drag this functionality using this one. This is 32 and 33 number functions. Now you can easily put out the VLOOKUP function. VLOOKUP, look up this value. Table array, column index number is 32. On the basis of what? Exact match, approximately match. This is exact match, totally exact match value. This is 30 days is present. Number 4 and number and the number is absent number, then we can use the VLOOKUP, lookup value, roll number. This is your table array. Column index number is 33 and range lookup is exact match. This is absent day is a 0. Now, on the basis of roll number, we will use this value presence and absent is 29 and 31. 29 and 1, this is ultimately 30 your value. So now you can use this value on the basis of roll number. You can now select the value here. Value is 10. You can see here the result is present is 28 and absent is 2. So on the basis of this value, you can easily find out the value. Yes, in the VLOOKUP, we will use every VLOOKUP, we will use the drop down box. No, VLOOKUP does not need the drop down box because this is exact match value. So if you don't want to drop down box, you can select any value here and okay. Then now the drop down box is not available. Now go for the 6. 6 is returned, the presence value is 29 and absence value is 1. Now, here you can see the table array name is table number 3. Why it's a table number 3? Every range you have a select a value. At that moment, you can select the name manager. So name manager is also useful from your side. So you can use the name manager also. How it is used the name manager? For example, in a if situation, multiple if you can have a multiple ranges here. You can see here, we will use the sum if functionality. For example, at that time, we will use the multiple times this table array we will use. So at that time, we will give some particular name. This is very useful from your side. This is sales plus text. Then go for the formula, name manager. In the name manager, you have assigned particular name. If I'm assigned sales plus text, so this particular range in the next time it will be used as a sales plus text. It will be used as a sales plus text value. Now, in this case, you can see here particular this table number 3. Table number 3 is ultimately what? You can see here table number 3. It means that A4 to AG13. A4 is what? This one. And AG13 is what? This one. Now you can give the particular your name also if you want to give this table name, table number 3. You don't want to name is table number 3. For example, I will delete this particular added this value because this is all are the table number 3. We'll convert to the range, so we will easily convert to the range. Now the formula name manager, now table number 3 is not available. We can assign this table number 3. This is A4 to AJ13. We will assign this is particular range. Name is range name. So in the next, if we will use VLOOKUP, for example, VLOOKUP, look up this value and table array. This is your table array. So at that time, you can directly write down range name, column index number is what? 32, and range lookup is exact match. You can put out here. So it will be easily from your side, particularly because at that time, every time you can assign the particular select the particular range and work out. This is very time consuming. So you have assign a particular range name and you can do anything with your range name. If you changing your range name, edit your change. For example, if I'm edit our range, then we can edit the range here. We can edit here. So range is ultimately select the another range. So range name, you can assign the different range name. You can delete this range name also. If you want to delete this range name, you can delete this. So range name is deleted. If you want to edit this range name, you can edit. It's a edit your range name. Now delete, add, new. If you convert the new range, it will be converted. If your data is on table, for example, all the data it's on table. This is called table. Now we want to remove this table. Here the name is not particular highlighting. Now we will change the table. You can see here formula and table is available. Table number 3 is available. Now I don't want to table. Then what can I do? I can do select this value, go for the design tab, and in design tab, we will convert to the range. The design tab and design tab convert to the range. So now the data is convert to the range. Now you can easily see that the data is a range. Now go for the formula, name manager, and your table range is not available. So name manager is using with SUMIF, COUNTIF, any functionality. With using any functionality, you can use this functionality. So you don't have a particular function, then you can use this functionality. You have a all function, you can use the name manager. So does not require the particular function here. You can apply any other function. Now we will discuss here presence and absence value here is using of VLOOKUP. This all are the, yes, definitely this equation, this will working lookup also. Yes, this is working with lookup also. So does not require, but lookup and VLOOKUP have a, I will discuss in the previous session also. Lookup and VLOOKUP have a difference. We can write if we have a 50 fields, then we have a create a 50 times VLOOKUP. If we have a only 5 fields, then you can use, okay, fine, then you can use do this lookup functionality. But at that time we will very time consuming if we are using a lookup function whenever the data is very big. Okay, now this is clear from your side. This is remaining in our project, so I will discuss your data from our project. So we will clear. Yes, if you are not putting a drop down box and you are putting a input message, this is possible. Yes, this is possible. You can see select the value here, error alert here. Drop down box is not available. So you can put it select the value whenever your cursor is here. Put it the select the value. If I am write down any comment, then we will write down comment. This is student roll number for class This is a student number for class. Now here is a notes. So anyone particular click on this, the notes is available. So you can have clearly idea about the notes. Here is a arrow key about the age what, I don't know age what. Then we can use A, also called as absent, and P is called as present. So you have a notes. So anyone goes this and cursor put it here, the notes is coming, so you have a clearly idea. For example, notes is useful when multiple employee work with the same file. At that time, one person one person is a one file, multiple person is work at that time. Notes is very useful. So another person have a idea, clear idea. Ki at previous session, at previous work, what can the person will be do that. So it's a clearly idea about that. So notes is a very useful. If you want to delete these notes, you can delete command. For example, I will edit this note, then edit command. You have a edit this comment, the edit the note. If it is delete this comment, you have a delete this note. For example, you have a delete this, then delete the comment. Show and hide your comments. You can also hide your comment also. If I'm put it here, comments, roll number on basis, roll number on class student. This is the show comments. This is your hide comments. So comment is hide. If you delete this comment, you can delete it. So it will be easily deleted your comment. So comment part is also useful from Excel. So anyone easily understand about the comment and easily know about the data. So now in this video we will cover look VLOOKUP with a different file, then we will discuss next is our formula name manager, then we will discuss with comment. Comment is very useful. Name manager and comment both are different. Name manager is used for range and comment is a use for comment on your data. Some people is confused about the data validation and comment part. Data validation is a validation of command, and this is a for only for input message. Message is coming from all the time, and only for this is message. This is a not a particular comment on this part. This is what value you are selected. You can select the value between this one to this one. You can input message, and comment is your anyone person know about the particular data is what. At that time you can use the command part. When we use the data validation, here is a lots of command, whole command, decimal, list, date, time, text length, and custom. You can create your custom command also. That at that time you can use the data validation. At that time you can use the input message and error alert also. Okay, friends, we will discuss in the next session from next topic. Thank you, friends.